Welcome to the 2021 season of Hockenmock League football with the Warriors of Foxborough High School. Today's matchup is between the Foxborough Warriors and the Hillers of Hopkinton High School. Coming to you from the Jack Martinelli Field in Foxborough. Bringing you all of today's exciting football action are Doug Seuss and Frank Jacum.
Direction again. There goes the wall. He's got a head of steam.
Now, let's join Doug and Frank down on the field for today's pregame commentary.
All right, welcome everybody to Foxborough High School football here at the Jack Martinelli Field at the Ahern School. Tonight we have Hopkinton versus our Warriors. Doug Seuss, Frank Jaffoon, longtime partners, here to bring you tonight's action. Frank, what do we expect?
Well, Hopkinton coming out of the Tri-Valley League is one of the mediocre, weaker teams in the league, Doug. And the way that the Foxborough offense was last week, I got to tell you, I think this is going to be a pretty good showing for us.
Right. Last week, Plymouth South came in here, and they were like somewhat highly touted. They had a really good running back. He did have 2 long runs for touchdowns. But other than that, that was their only offense. Our defense looked pretty good. Yeah, the defense was good, and the defense is getting better. We're a good football. This is a good football team that we're watching every week. They got a chance to go deep in the playoffs if they continue to improve. And then, obviously, the star last week. We had a couple guys, but the one who stood out was Dylan Gordon, a senior running back, captain. He had 4 touchdowns. He had probably 200 yards rushing. He's just a weapon all the way around. Yeah, he's big. He's tough to bring down. He's quick. He's maneuverable. I mean, he's a good football player, and I think we're loaded with pretty good football players all around on this team, especially on offense, Doug. I've seen some things this year that I haven't seen in the last 4 or 5 years. This kid weighs the real deal, and some of the linemen are starting to come into their own, I think. And I think by the end of the year, we're going to have a real solid football team. The line play was really exceptional last week. Tommy Marcaccello, the senior quarterback, barely got touched. He got off a couple nice passes. Tommy Sharkey seems to be one of his favorite receivers. Yeah, he's a good football player, too. I forgot about him. This is a team that, if they're stable for the first half, they can wear a team out because they can hit like crazy, too. This is a very good, like you said, strong defensive team. And we know it's a very good offensive team. They ran up 50 points last week. You don't see that in a high school football game, especially around here. And they ran up 50 points without even breaking a sweat because it could have been a lot more if Coach Martinelli didn't call off the dogs. Exactly. And as we were talking earlier, a lot of the younger kids got a chance to play, and that's only going to benefit for not only this year but next year as well, because you get varsity time as a sophomore, you're doing pretty well. So tonight, again, I'm not sure what the crowd's going to be. Last week was homecoming. It's a pretty big crowd. It's a beautiful night for football here. And Hopkinton's in town. The Warriors, this will be their last non-league game before we get into league play next week, which then that's what really matters. Sure, the Stoughton's come to town next week. That'll be a good football game. They beat us in the fall, in the spring. And we got a little revenge factor going there, but they're a good football team too. So we got a couple of good football teams coming up that we're going to have fun watching. Okay, so we'll see you shortly. We'll be up in the booth in a little while. We're hoping for some good action tonight, folks. All right, everybody, welcome again here at Foxborough High School football game tonight. Varsity taking on the Hopkinton. I believe they're the Hilltoppers. Should be a pretty exciting game. Foxborough coming off a huge win last week against Plymouth South. Hopkinton coming in with a 1-2 record. Let's not be deceived by records. You never know what that's going to bring. But we expect Foxborough's firepower to be on display tonight, right, Frank? Oh, absolutely. Well, you're right about not knowing what to expect. I expected last week that Plymouth South was going to give us a much better game. I kept saying it, and I was wrong. And I'm wrong all the time, but that specifically that one time,
This time, this is a team we should handle pretty well, Doug. And we talked about this earlier. They play in the Tri-Valley League, and they've already been beaten twice pretty good by Wayland and I can't remember the other team that beat them. Tewksbury.
Yep.
So they have won a game. They're 1-2. So it should be a game that we wear them out.
Right. Our running game has really been on display the last couple of weeks, featuring Dylan Gordon, the senior captain running back, who's had 7 touchdowns the last 2 games and over 500 yards rushing.
Yep.
That's a season for most kids.
And he's a big boy. He's 6'2", 200 and something pounds. So and when he gets going pretty well. And he lowers his shoulder, and he's a tough kid.
Right, and then to complement that, Foxborough's passing game really hasn't been on full display yet because of the running game. They control the clock, they control the ground, but the passing game, really, Tom Marcasella, the senior quarterback, has a good arm, strong arm.
Throws the ball very well.
And he has a lot of weapons out. He has Tommy Sharkey, he has Rashad Wade, Nick Medeiros. He's got a whole plethora of receivers that he can throw to if he needs to.
This is a strong offensive team, Doug. Strong offensive team. Good defensive team. We'll see how they put it all together tonight.
All right, so the Warriors are on the field, coming to the sideline, as you can see on camera there. We're hoping for an exciting game.
Check.
And the crowd is still filling in, not quite as big as last week. Last week we had homecoming, so we had a little added feature to that. But tonight, it's a beautiful night for football. I kind of wish I was playing or coaching tonight.
It's a great night for football. It's about 60 degrees and no wind.
We're going to throw some homage out here. We're joined in the booth by our longtime friend, Chuck Robbins.
He's your friend, not mine.
He's not my friend. We got to say it because he's actually a retired federal agent, and he's keeping us off of milk cartons or something like that,
yeah,
right?
Something like that.
But Chuck has filled in the past when one of us has been absent, so he's joining us tonight.
He thinks he knows something about football. Let's put it that way.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Foxborough's Jack Martinelli Field for tonight's game between the Hopkinton Hillers, coached by Mark Sanborn, with a record of 1 win, 2 losses. And Jack Martinelli's 2021 Foxborough Warriors,
6, 7,
with a record of 2 wins, 1 loss.
We got a lot.
Taking the coin toss for the Hopkinton Hillers are this year's captains. Number 32, Aiden Kelly. Number 64, Hunter Bertucci Bisonet. And number 89, Brady Oslander. And for the Foxborough Warriors, captains, number 2, Rashad Way. Number 8, Dylan Gordon. Number 9, Tom Marcasella. Number 11, Tommy Sharkey. Number 52, Dylan Kerrigan. Number 58, Eric Christensen. And number 72, Aiden Hughes.
Hopkinton will get to choose the toss here. The call heads or tails.
They look like the University of Miami home uniforms.
I was just thinking of that, Coach.
Yeah.
Looking at that. The officials, we have their names here. None of them are local guys. Frank and I didn't really recognize too many names, maybe one name on the list, so a lot of them are from the southeast corridor.
Let me read them off while we got a couple of minutes here. Ralph Stefanelli, John Harrington, Quentin DeGrasse.
Toss has been won by Hopkinton. They have chosen to defer.
Mark Garado, Ken Southworth. He's one we all recognize. And Charles Ashley.
So Hopkinton won the toss. They elected to defer,
Hopkinton
which basically means
kick
that
off to start the game.
They have the choice at the start of the second half.
Please stand for the national anthem.
This could be the first
performed by the
mistake by
Foxborough High School
tonight,
Marching Band,
giving the Warrior
under the
offense the
direction
ball.
of Foxborough's Marching Band
you're
Director,
right about that.
Mr. Aaron
Absolutely.
Bush.
Okay, we're going to have the national anthem right now.
Cameron's ASL class, along with the Foxborough music program.
right, really nice job there by the students of Foxborough Public Schools singing the National Anthem under the music direction of the Foxborough High School Band.
They always do a nice job.
Yeah, they sure do. So Foxborough will be receiving. They will be defending the, I'm going to say the left end zone. I don't know if it's north, south, east, or west, Frank, even after all these years.
I know there's 4 of them. We just picked 2.
Yeah.
East and west. Sounds good.
All right, opposite of the scoreboard. So back we have Tommy Sharkey and Rashad Wade. In front of them, we have Stephen Petrillo and Lincoln Moore.
I like the fact that we're in the blue jerseys. We can see.
We can see. Over the years, Frank and I have commented about, I mean, I love our uniforms no matter what they're wearing, but sometimes it's a little difficult on our
The Vegas
eyes.
gold and white,
Right.
That's tough to see.
Hopkinton wearing the white tonight. Teeing up for them is number 15, Avery Ravish, the kicker.
Kicking off for the Hillers.
Junior kicker. And we're off. It's a little short kick. That's going to be Sharkey coming up. He's going to try the middle of the field. He has a little bit of a seam. Fights ahead near the 40. He's going to get about the 38-yard line.
Yep. Let me sit down.
Where the Warriors are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 38. See the replay here.
39-yard line.
The best part about that return is it was clean. There's no flags. Too many times you see penalty flags for illegal blocks. So we'll take that yardage. Tommy Marcello back in the shotgun. Gordon behind him. We're going to see Gordon going off tackle. He's going to find about 5 yards before he stopped. In on the tackle.
Andrew Budden. Andrew Budden, number 13, made the tackle.
And number 71, Brendan McGowan, also in there for the assist. Here we're going to try the right side. You're going to see Medeiros there blocking. You're going to see Stephen Bridges also. So we have a 2nd and 5 for the Warriors. And again, we're going to see Gordon. He's going to go right up the gut this time. He's gone. He's gone.
He put in overdrive at about the 25. He was gone.
That's really, really too easy.
Can you give that to?
Really, really too easy. A huge hole in the middle. Honestly, folks, when this young man hits that 2nd level, which is like where the linebackers are.
Quick as a hiccup.
Yeah. I mean, it's trouble for a defense.
We're going to see this again here, folks. Take a look at this.
So that's like a 55, 57-yard run right there for Gordon. So Sam Carpenter's there to kick with Eddie Feldman holding.
We're missing a player.
Bad snap. He just better fall on this. Fall on it. No.
Yeah. That could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been. Could have given up a couple cheap points on that one, but we have a touchdown. 2 plays in the game, 56 seconds. Foxborough's already up 6-0. Look at this.
Nice cut.
Now watch right here. He kicks it in. See ya. Nobody within 10 yards.
Runs fast, runs hard.
Again, let's give credit to that offensive line because the initial hole's there.
Good, it's a great point. Can we see that again, Michael, when you get a shot, please? I want to see where that hole opened up. I think it was over the right guard. Here we go. Here goes Dylan again. It was right over right guard, and nobody even touched him.
Sam Carpenter back to the Hillers. There's Wyatt Stevens, Seamus Murphy.
He's going to score about 30 touchdowns this year.
He could. So Carpenter's kick. This is going end zone.
Now,
and through the end zone, which is what we've seen.
Think about this. I know Dougie and I watched this young man kick. As a sophomore last year, he kicked 3 field goals in one game. I never saw it before in Foxborough. He just kicked one through the end zone. He's a junior.
Right.
He's a Division I athlete, ready to be a Division I kicker, I should say.
Please do your part to make all athletic contests.
Here's the bad snap on the extra point.
Experience. Good sportsmanship is the #1 priority of all.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, low.
That's not on the hold. That's a pure bad snap right there.
Yep.
So Hopkinton takes over at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, we'll take a look at the Foxborough defense, which is quick.
All right. We're going to get a little swing pass. That's complete for almost a first down. Number 10 for Hopkinton, the quarterback is Robert Lisher.
That's a little bit of run and shoot right there.
Joseph Garazara.
Take a peek at this again. Nice
Just a
play,
little
nice play call.
Sprint out pass.
Yep.
And Lincoln Moore on the stop for Foxborough.
Yeah, Joseph Carrazzo was the receiver. Picked up 8 yards.
For the Hillers at their own 28.
2nd and 2 from the 28. There you get a good look at Foxborough's defensive front. You get Garcia, Cameron in there. We'll get back to some of the other guys. We're going to go straight ahead.
No hole there.
Wow, there's absolutely nothing there. Aiden Hughes, 72's in there. We got a host of blue shirts on that one. Get Andrew Finn, 76. And Ryan and Desch is 53. They played really good last week against Plymouth. I mean, they gave up 2 long runs in that game, but basically one of them, I think, was against a partially assembled second defense. So we have a 3rd and 8.
3rd and about 2 for the Hillers.
Another pass play. This ball's complete. Nice job out there.
Nice pass and catch right there.
We have Sharkey on the tackle. Number 7 was the receiver, Seamus Murphy. Gets the first down for Hopkinton.
Excuse me, Tommy Sharkey on the stop from Foxborough.
Nice ball right there by Lischner.
Pick up a first down.
J. Con Williams in the game now for Foxborough, number 6.
1st and 10.
Well, they got a bunch together. They're going for short
They're going
yardage.
shotgun.
Yep.
He's going to keep it up the middle.
He's got it.
He's got a few yards right there.
Quarterback.
That's Garcia Cameron on tackle for the Warriors.
They're all bunched up there.
Garcia Cameron on the stop for Foxborough.
2nd and about 6. Ball out now at the 43-yard line of Hopkinton.
2nd and 6 for the Hillers at their own 43-yard line.
Like we said, it's a great night for a ball game, huh, Doug?
It is. A little quiet in the stands. See what happens here. Get some activity. Gets the crowd involved. Here we go. 2nd and 6. We got another pass play. This one's dropped. He had him.
He was wide open.
Yeah. Intended receiver right there, number 32, Aiden Kelly. All right. He had room to go if he caught that ball. Lisher throws a nice ball right here.
Yep.
A little low, but that's certainly catchable. He had nobody around him. I think he knows it.
6 yards to go for first.
All right, big 3rd down here for Hopkinton. Warrior defense needs to stand solid. Force a punt possibly. Foxborough.
He's got a full house backfield.
Yeah, he does. Foxborough's basically playing a 4-3 alignment. Here comes the heat. They're going blitz.
Screen.
Oh, he dumps it off.
It was too
How much
late.
there?
Too late.
Carrazzo got the ball. But he was so deep in the backfield when he caught it that the pressure caught up to him.
Yep.
And he loses about 10 yards on that play.
Well, Hopkinton's going to punt it away.
By the Warriors.
Not a bad call with the blitz coming, however, it just wasn't executed.
At the Hopkinton 34-yard line.
So Hopkinton will kick
4th and 15.
4th and 15 from their own 34. Last week the punts were an adventure for Plymouth. Some bad snaps involved.
You don't see this often, 3 deep. Oh, that was
bad
only
snap again.
Yep. Uh-oh.
He's going to run. He's got a long way to go. The dish is going to bring him down. God, I wish I could pick lottery numbers like I just said about that.
Foxborough tackle by number 53, Ryan Adash.
Second week in a row we've seen special teams errors by our opponents. He one-hops it.
Yep.
Punter absolutely has no chance whatsoever. Avery Ravish and a dash on the tackle.
1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Warriors, prime situation right now. 1st and 10 from the Hopkinton 36-yard line.
This could blow it out right here.
Yeah, I see nothing but Gordon getting the ball right now.
They got double wings. This is.
We got pulling guards right there, and there goes Gordon once again.
Boy, is he explosive, huh?
He gets about 15, 17 yards on that carry.
Dylan Gordon on the carry for Foxborough.
He had Dylan Kerrigan pulling for him, number 52. Well designed. We're going to see a replay on this. Why don't you take this, Frank?
Here comes off the left tackle. Nice cut outside. He's quick. Nice tackle there. Save that.
Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, Hopkinton. We're going to see a quick pass to Sharkey. Bubble screen. Nice defensive play there by Hopkinton. They actually stop it for a loss.
You know, Gordon reminds me of, Doug, you were young, but Brian Carew. When Brian Carew was playing, Brian ate up the Hockomock League, and he was about 212 pounds at the time. Gordon's 200, but I think Gordon's a little taller than Brian right now, but he reminds me a lot of him.
All right, Foxborough loses about a half yard. Colby Lovenet was the tackler for Hopkinton, joined by other white shirts. So we have a 2nd and 11. And Marcusell throwing again.
Whoa,
he throws that blindly. His intended receiver is Rashard Way.
Way didn't even turn around.
No, it wasn't Way. I actually checked that.
6.
Way's on the right side. There's number 3 actually for the Warriors.
3?
Trey Stith. Yeah, Trey Stith. Here we go. We're going to see a better view here. We apologize for that error.
3rd and 11 for the Warriors.
Stith is not even looking. He's actually having contact with the defender right there. We got 3rd and 11. And we're going to drop back again. We're going to throw a little screen. And there's Gordon. And look at this cut. Boy, is that scary.
Touchdown, Foxborough.
That's a great call, great play call right there.
Nice play by Marcusell. He's
Dylan Gordon.
He feathered that one in, right?
Yeah, he did.
Nice job.
Better get these passes in now. Get them in early, because we're not going to be able to throw the ball in the second half.
We can see this. Gordon makes a really good cut. He only had one blocker out in front of him.
How many touchdowns can he get?
Wow.
I mean,
that's literally 9 in 3 weeks. I have no idea what he's.
Everybody's got to figure out a way to stop him.
I don't know what he had against Milford, but I'm sure it was a handful. And there's Way for the 2-point conversion from Marcusella. So we make up for the missed extra point earlier.
Marcusella to Rashad Way. 5:53 left in the first.
Here we go. Here's the touchdown. Watch this. This ball's just dropped in kind of nice. He's got one. That's Bridges out there. And then he's got a receiver blocking for him. But it's just the vision on Dylan Gordon is
he knows how to
pretty
score.
exceptional, in my opinion.
He can smell the end zone.
He can, and it's well executed. I mean, they sell the screen. They do a really nice job here. And here's the extra point. Way all hands right there. Very athletic young man.
Yeah, I love that kid, Way.
So
he could be a nice kick returner too, for somebody.
So here we go with Carpenter teeing it up. All right.
Wyatt Stevens.
The Hopkinton coach doesn't even know what hit him.
Yeah.
This is going to be a blowout, I'm afraid.
Another deep kick. They're actually going to field this one about the 5. Got a little bit of action going here. Number 6 there on the return was Wyatt Stevens.
On the return for Hopkinton.
If we do Peter Gunn,
brings it out to about the 27-yard line, which is better than if he let the ball go through the end zone. So good choice on his part.
Ball is spotted on the 27-yard line. Hopkinton will start.
So first and 10 for the Hillers. 5:45 remaining in first quarter. Foxborough already out 14-0. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, both by Dylan Gordon. So now we're going to see a little bit more of an open formation. We got twins to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield. We're going to see another pass. This is Stevens again.
Nice play.
He gets about 3 yards before he's tackled by Way.
Wyatt Stevens on reception, brought down by Rashad Way.
Short gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Picks up about 3, 2nd and 7.
All right, we're going to see a replay right here. Little play action pass.
31-yard line of Hopkinton.
Leisure throws a good ball for Hopkinton. Some of his passes have been right on.
Yep, he's got a good arm.
You know, I think the secret will be is how much time he has. Foxborough puts a little more pressure on him, might change things, but right now he's shown that he has the ability to connect to his receivers. So we have a 2nd and long 6, almost 7. We got a little jet sweep action, nothing there.
Holy cow.
Is that Steven Petrillo maybe, number 20? I think that that's Petrillo.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that's Petrillo.
James Murphy on the carry.
Murphy on the carry. And there's just, boom. Welcome to my neighborhood. Steven Petrillo with a big loss of about 7 yards. Nice job, young man. So we have a 3rd and about 12 now.
3rd and about 12 for the Hillers.
What do you think of this, Chuck?
Right outside their 25
this that television. I want to take it home.
Only better. So here we go, 3rd and long. Leisure back, single back. He's passing. He's going to drop back. He's going to look down the middle of the field. He's got a wide open receiver.
Whoa.
This could be a blown coverage right here.
Whoa. Nice play, 14.
Again, Stevens on the reception.
Peyton Francis on
the tackle, but not until they pick up a lot of yardage here.
We got to see where he came from. That was wide open.
That's a 44-yard gain for the Hillers.
Oh, man, was he open.
Again, credit to Leisure on the throw. I mean, he found the guy, threw a nice ball. So a little bit of life here for our visiting opponents here. They're down at our 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Coming down to 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Ball spotted at the 25-yard line of Foxborough, 1st and 10 for the Hillers.
Single back formation again. And now we're going to see straight ahead. And once again, I think that's Kerrigan. I think that's 52, Kerrigan on tackle.
Yep, it is. Dylan Kerrigan.
On the carry, brought down by Dylan Kerrigan.
Loss of about 3. Kerrigan's just a ball player.
They got him listed at 6'2", 225. He's got good size.
Yeah.
The Foxborough 28-yard line.
The fact that he got playing time halfway through his sophomore year, became a starter. It's a testament to him. Yeah, guard.
Yeah.
But he's always had a tough, nasty disposition when he plays football.
Yep.
He's a good ball player. So we're going to see another pass play here. Nice defense. Again, you can see, there he is again. There's Kerrigan. Way was the initial defender for the Warriors. short gain. They pick up about 7 of those yards.
Brought down by Rashad Way to Dylan Kerrigan.
Just taking advantage of Foxborough's pressure rate there. Way on the initial tackle. Kerrigan finished them off.
3rd and 6 for the Hillers.
There was Matthew Pantera on the reception. Picked up like 7 yards for the Hillers. All right, 3rd and about 6. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. One receiver still split wide to the outside. And he's the intent. No, we're going to go underneath again. Boom.
Boom.
Nice play once again. Nobody was fooled there. 42, Lincoln Moore.
Aiden Kelly.
Lincoln Moore on that tackle.
Yeah.
Brought down by Lincoln Moore.
He's a youngster, right, Dougie?
Sophomore.
Sophomore, yeah. We talked about him a lot last week.
We talked about him a lot last week, too. Lincoln Moore is going to be a big contributor next year for this team. He's already doing that right now as a sophomore.
He got some carries last week, did well.
He did. Sophomore class is pretty solid for the Warriors. I know the junior class is short numbers. Don't want to take anything away from them. But the sophomore class is, in my opinion, is going to be the leaders of next year's team. Juniors obviously have a chance to step up as seniors, but you see a lot of sophomores sprinkled into this lineup, Frank.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for it. One of their best players right now is Menzikas O'Grady. He's out with a neck injury. He'll be back in 2 weeks. He told me prior to the game. When you see this kid play, he's going to remind you of what we saw the last couple of years from Johnny Moses. And he'll be the X factor in that defense. So here we go. We got a big 4th down right here, partner. Full house backfield. What do you like here?
4th and 6 for the Hillers.
He's going to blitz.
At the Foxborough 26-yard line.
They're definitely throwing.
Yep.
He's going in the middle field. That ball's incomplete.
Incomplete. Nice play.
A little high for the intended receiver.
Yep. He had to get rid of it quickly.
He did. Again, that was Stevens who was the intended target. Ball's just a little out of his reach.
They don't have more than 3 seconds to throw the ball, Doug.
Foxborough takes down, over on down.
Here we're going to see another view from the opposite angle.
They're on 26-yard line.
He's open right there in the middle field. Open in the sense that he's in front. Sharkey was right there, would have made the tackle, apparently, but not until after the first down would have been made. So the Warriors take over with 1:19 left, first quarter. Nothing changes here. We're going to see Gordon probably. No, we're going to see pass. Oh, it's Gordon. And watch this. See ya. Look at that speed.
Touchdown, Foxborough.
Wow. Wow. Great pass.
That's an 81-yard touchdown reception.
That's a great pass by Marcuscello.
Did you see the separation?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns. The kid's touched the ball maybe 6 times in the first quarter. He's got 3 touchdowns.
I don't even think he did it that much.
This is really like a high-powered offense. So we have Carpenter out there with Feldman holding. Once again trying the kick. Good snap this time. And that ball's like out of the Martinelli field. So we're up 21-0 with 1:04 left in the first quarter. So here we go back to the touchdown. This is just a back doing like a wheel route out of the backfield. Missed tackle right there. It's over at that point in time. Look at this. Look at the determination in that kid. Does that look like a track star right there running?
Yeah, he's a runner.
Arms pumping, thighs, knees, everything. I mean, I'll be honest, we've done a lot of football, and we've seen a lot of good offensive performances by the Warriors over the last 17, 18 years together. But this offense is pretty scary right now.
I agree 100%.
Touchdown Club's 50-50 raffle. Tickets are on sale at
Wow.
the front gate. Concession
That's
They
taking
can
nothing.
score from anywhere on the field.
Right, that's taking nothing away from prior teams. I mean, we've had great athletes come through here.
Yeah,
And, you know, part of it's the level of your competition, but you still got to execute.
that's true.
For the Warriors, Sam Carpenter.
So Carpenter again. We'll see if this one's going to sail in through the end zone.
Let's back, along with Joseph Carrazza from the Hillers.
That's going to be a little shallow again. I believe that's Stevens again on the return. Going to try this side, and he's not going to get a whole lot.
It's up around the 30.
We got a Desch was one of the tacklers. I believe 32 for Foxborough was also involved there.
Wyatt Stevens
Glover.
on the return for the Hillers. Wyatt Desch in on the tackle for Foxborough.
So Hopkinton will take over at their own, let's call it 29.5-yard line. Well, they're going to put it to 29. Wrong
Hopkins
again.
will start 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Mike Redding sees this. He's going to go, what am I up against here?
Yep, so now we get a pack formation. No back. It's this QB draw all the way. And again, for Foxborough, that's Garcia Cameron on the tackle. Short gain of a couple.
Cameron on the tackle for Foxborough.
Gain of about 3. Actually got a little bit more than I thought he got. But really bunched. The splits are real tight on that one, Frank.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, the only shot they have is to throw the football, I think.
They've proven that so far. Is like their best weapon is Leisure, the quarterback. We've only seen a small sample of him, but I do like the way he throws the ball. They're going to go with twins to the top side. He's got 2 backs flanking him in the backfield. He's throwing. Overthrown Sharkey on the defense.
That could have been a dangerous pass right there.
Yeah, Sharkey was all over that one. Ball was just high.
This kid's only a junior too, Doug.
Is he?
Leisure, yeah.
That one got a little bit away from him. But he's displaying a strong arm.
3rd and 7 for the Hillers.
So 3rd and 7.
Ball spotted at their own 32-yard line.
This will be the last play of the quarter.
Should be.
And Hopkinton's happy to get out of it.
Now we're going to see the twins to our near side. Still, Leisher's flanked by 2 backs in the backfield out of the shotgun. He's looking for, he's hoping for the out. He's just nothing there. That'll end the quarter.
Miscommunication that way.
Hopkinton pass is incomplete. That's the end of the first quarter. Foxborough 21, Hopkinton 0.
Wow. Franklin's up on Mansfield right now, 7-zip.
Boy, they're making a big deal out of Frank. Did you see that was the game of the week on?
Was it?
Yeah. And they're really touting Franklin as big stuff. They beat Brockton 37-7.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since Franklin's been a player in the Hawk League.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing based on the size of that town and everything else, right? I mean, and their tradition.
Right.
Right? I mean,
Right.
They've won Super Bowls. They've had some really solid teams. But they've been down for quite a few years. And from all...
I got to tell you, I haven't seen Mansfield play. I've seen him highlights and stuff, but I haven't seen him practice and I haven't seen him play. But Foxborough's got a team that can probably beat them easily.
Yeah.
Right now, the way I'm looking at it.
Well, obviously, that's a big game because of the rivalry and everything else. However, we got to get through the Davenport.
Oh, sure.
Back to live action here. 4th and long. Good snap this time.
Warriors.
Not a bad kick. That's going to hit the ground. Almost hit Solheim in the back.
You want to see Mansfield-Milford. I want to see that
Yeah.
game.
That ball goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line of Foxborough, where they'll take over 1st and 10. Yeah, Milford, from what we've heard reports on, they are the team to beat in the Hawk and Walk. they laid a pasting on us. We scored 28 points and lost by 21. So
yeah,
they're really that good.
When you score 49 points against this Foxborough team, you got a pretty good team.
Right. But since then, the Warriors have been on a roll. Even that, putting up 28 points. We've scored a lot of points every week. This easily could be, at this pace, could be another 50-point night for the Warriors.
Oh, easily, sure.
So then we see Lincoln Moore's now checked in the backfield. We're waiting for the clock to adjust here. It's only adjust by a few seconds. Well, not that many. So, clock operator just working on resetting the clock. It's only about. All right, we'll go back to the kick. Decent kick. The beauty of it is for Hopkinton is there's no return. So what you're looking at is a pure net yardage on that. Still sets Foxborough up pretty good. When they got the ball at their own 38, 39-yard line, you cannot complain if that's where you're starting your drives from. All right, we have an even more technical difficulty here.
So Mansfield is getting beat 7-0?
7-0 is what Chuck had right there. He got that from the Homeland Security site.
Got it.
Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Now we're going to see Gordon again.
Goodbye.
And see you later.
This is absurd.
Foxborough touchdown. Number 8, Dylan Gordon.
Boy, this is
I don't even know how to describe this.
1-yard run for Gordon.
I can't think I've ever seen this.
It's almost like the last time I saw a kid actually dominate like this was Omari Walker from Mansfield.
Yeah.
All right, because he was actually a man amongst children.
I think he's faster
and he just
than him.
ran over people. He had that speed.
Yeah. He was 5'9", 195 pounds. This kid's 6'2".
I know.
There
it's
he
just, it's kind of scary. I mean, what do? You take him out of the game so he doesn't get hurt now? I mean, he's already got 200 yards offense.
And 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. So that's 11 touchdowns in 3 games.
That's a night in
Here we go.
one period.
If he's not the best player in the state right now, he's in the top 3.
Oh my God!
He has to be.
Absolutely.
What is he not doing that he can do better?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I'm saying.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding right there. The breakaway speed, once he sees that second level, it's over.
Yeah, you're right.
Sam Carpenter.
Wow.
Kicking off the Warriors.
This guy from Hopkinton's probably out of his mind right now.
If anything, Carpenter's leg's going to get tired from kicking off.
Yeah.
Joseph.
It's scary. And that one's going to seal out.
It's going through the end zone.
Yeah, it's going through. So no return on that one. So here we are, 11:40 left in the first half. The Warriors with a 28-point lead. 4 Dylan Gordon touchdowns. 2 receiving, 2 running.
And look how much time is left. We got almost 12 minutes left in the second period.
Don't forget the Touchdown Club's 50-50 raffle. Tickets are on sale.
I wish we had McDowell here. He could figure this out. How many times has he carried the ball or touched the ball?
I think, like, literally, he's touched the ball 7 times between receptions and carries, maybe 8. Frank McDowell should be sending me a text message anytime soon. I'm sure. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. He did. It's 213 yards for Gordon right now.
Wow.
He has.
Intercepted. That's Kerrigan.
That's Kerrigan. That's a linebacker.
There you go.
Number 52, Dylan Kerrigan.
Good for him.
Absolutely good for him. He's an all-star waiting to happen.
Oh, without doubt. I mean, again, preseason, you got to look at what Foxborough has to offer. He would be an all-Hawk preseason candidate. I think he's going to prove it that it would be the case. Look at this. He knows what to do once he gets the ball. So this is a reverse with Sharkey, little shuttle pass. And actually, nice job by Hopkinton snuffing that one out.
Brought down by a slew of Hillers.
Yeah, a lot of white shirts there. 59, it looks like, was in the mix there for them. Let me give you a name here. 56, maybe Angus Norton. Thought it was 59, but.
How do you call him off, Doug? I don't know how to. It's so early in the game. You can't stop these. You can't stop them.
Oh, you got to play football. You at least got to play your first half.
Absolutely.
About a yard and a half.
So Lincoln Moore's the back right now. Dylan Gordon's getting a well-deserved rest. You probably see Lincoln get the ball right here, and you do. Watch this young man run. Look at this. Look at that. Do we have a flag?
Mother of God.
Yeah, we do. We have a flag down.
Flag's on the play.
Gotta be holding. That's the only thing that's going to slow us down, us.
Yeah. Holding call's got to negate that. That's a nice run by Lincoln Moore.
Sure. Well, he's your feature back next year.
He sure is. And they got Solham, too.
Yep.
They're going to have a two-headed monster next year with that group of guys.
Holding on the blue, still second down.
Can't even give you a number. So Lincoln's 6'1", 190, and Gordon is 6'3", 200. 2-year difference. What do you think Lincoln Moore's going to top out at?
He'll
probably be bigger than Gordon by the time he graduates.
Yeah, he'll be 220 easy.
Now you got two of them in the backfield. That's a good ball right there. We'll get some of that yardage back. That's Sharkey on the reception.
Complete to Tommy Sharkey. Brought down by Rocco Horgan, the Hillers.
So bring up a third and long. Real nice ball. Sharkey, good hands. Now Foxborough doesn't pick up the first down here. Now you got to deal with Carpenter's leg.
Long 12 for the Warriors.
Gordon's back in as the only back. We got three receivers split wide, both sides. Marcusella's got to throw another screen pass. Watch this. 5 touchdowns. There's a flag. They're going to call like a block that I don't know.
Blocking the back.
Maybe a hole. That looked clean.
Flag on the play.
We're going to see this. The guy turned. Look at this.
Yep.
I get it, but I don't get it.
Like, that's the only thing that's going to slow this team down is them.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you got to say we didn't have to make that block because the guy was bailing out of the play. But it wasn't. He turned at the last second as our guy was trying to set up a block. It is what it is. Good call, I guess.
On the blue.
We're going to see a different angle on this. You're going to see this young man start to turn. See, he was in position when Gordon makes the cutback. All right, the guy had no chance but to reverse his field. And that's where the block. That's all right. So we got 3rd and long again. That was a nice play call, by the way.
Another screen.
I'm thinking maybe going up top in the corner.
Ball spotted right around the 22-yard line of Hopkinton.
22-yard line. Clock is running. He's got all kinds of time. He's going to keep this. Not going to get the first down, but Carpenter's going to have a shorter field goal attempt here.
Marcusell, the quarterback keeper.
We're going to see another look here. Good coverage by by the Hillers secondary. He actually had Medeiros open right here, looks like.
They're going to kick the field goal.
So here comes the kicking unit. It's going to be a 30-yard attempt.
Number 15, Sam Carpenter.
There's a chip shot.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. This used to be like a miracle kick when I was playing.
Yeah.
Now it's an extra point.
Bing.
Well, there you go, 31.
This kick is good.
You might have the best running back and the best kicker
8:05
in the state on both on the same team, both of them.
The first half, Foxborough 31, Hopkinton 0.
And the clock is just keep running, so we're on speed clock. Now they stop it. I don't know, he just let it run for like 20 seconds. Now he stops it. I don't understand it, but
Oh, I got your answer.
oh, give it to me.
Yeah. According to the whatchamacallit rules, the
mercy rule.
When they're ahead by 42.
42.
Yeah, the clock goes.
There you go. Thank you. I remember that now that we talked about that last week.
I asked Paul a couple of days ago.
To 8:11.
Now they're gonna put those 20 seconds, whatever, back on the clock. 8:11. There you go. Thank you.
31-0. My goodness.
Well, youth football, it's 28. And unfortunately, it does happen. It happens more than you'd like to see.
Sure.
But, you know, it's the way things are.
Picking up for the Warriors again.
The only good part of it is you get other kids into the game that need that experience. So here's Carpenter, another good kick. He's got to bring this one out. Fielded at the goal line. It's 22 for Hopkinton. It's Carrazza. And he brings it out to about the 28-yard line. His own 28. Nice little return by Carrazza.
Along with Jeremiah Cameron.
So that took 1 minute. Looking at the clock now. Went from 8:11 to 7:11. Oh, all right. Oh, goodness.
Can you imagine if we were up by 42 in the second period? We got to let the clock run.
Right around the 28-yard line.
Hey, I love you, buddy, but anything gets me home sooner than my wife, I'm happy.
Good for you.
Good for you, too.
You know, it's funny. We're both looking for a great game, and a close game, and nice to really see what this offense can do in a
contested game.
Yeah, contested game, exactly.
Right.
Because right now, I don't see anybody contesting them.
And what you got? What'd you say, Stoughton next week, buddy?
Stoughton would be good, but they're not going to be that good.
Not like we've seen Stoughton in recent years,
Not
right?
like last year.
All right. A few years back, remember when they had that bowling ball running back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That kid they ran into it like 10 straight times. They just ran into that kid.
I don't know if you remember Ryan Lacasse.
Yeah, I remember him, too. He's a good ball player.
Went to the Colts.
Yeah, really good ball player. We got motion now. There's an open receiver.
Yeah.
Nice play right there. Number 89, Brady Oslander.
Brady Oslander. Brought down by
Again, Leisure throws a good ball.
Oh, yeah, he's got a good arm.
So that's a nice gain for the Hillers. Brings them out to their own 47-yard line.
47-yard line for Hopkinton.
$7:51 remaining in the half. Hopkins comes out. They sort of like this formation is a little different. I mean, I'm not quite sure what that is. No, incomplete pass. Good defense right there by the Warriors. Way on the coverage. I don't think I've ever seen a shotgun. Look at this, Frank. I mean, you got a shot. Well, we're going to see the end result. But
a shotgun rollout.
A shotgun where you get the back flanking him in a three-point stance.
That's the
and
Everett.
then the back next to him up in a two-point.
If you ever saw Everett when Everett was really
right.
good, same thing, same concept.
All right, we might see it again here. So one guy may be going down in a three-point stance. Now they're actually full house backfield there. Oh, we got something happening here for the Hillers. Nice little pitch and catch there, number 7.
It's a good 40-yard run.
Yeah, Murphy with a catch. Good run after the catch.
Right down by Peyton Francis.
Francis on the tackle for Foxborough.
But you see what they have to do, Doug? In order to complete that pass, he's got to have both backs in the backfield to block for him.
Oh, yeah, he's got to have protection.
At the Foxborough 18-yard line.
And Foxborough's not even really blitzing. They're just putting on tremendous pressure with their front four.
Exactly. They're running a standard basic 4-3.
That's all they are.
But look at the two backs. Now they got 3 backs in the backfield.
Now you've got a keeper, and there's nothing there.
And they still can't get it out.
And that's Kerrigan.
He's having a nice game, isn't he?
Dylan Kerrigan.
Nice.
Kerrigan gets a little help from Hughes.
Nice player.
Garcia Cameron.
Cameron.
Loss of 2. 2nd and 12. All right, we're going to look at this. Hold on one second. We're going to look at this strange formation. He's right next to the quarterback. He's in a 3-point.
Flag on the play.
Oh. Interesting. So just under 7 minutes, we got a penalty against the Warriors. Okay.
Late hit.
Unsportsmanlike, yep. Automatic first down. Actually, I think he signaled,
Second down.
but they're going second. All right, 2nd and like 2.
2-1.
Nice drive here by the Hillers.
Okay here, guys.
Yeah, once again, Murphy.
He's out about the 3.
Murphy.
Knocking on the doorstep.
1 and 10. First and goal from the 4. First and goal 4. Well,
First and goal here for the Hillers. Foxborough changing up some personnel. They're gonna have to call a timeout. They got subs going in and too many guys on the field. We're gonna see the little penalty here, I guess.
Time out Foxborough.
No, we're not gonna see it. All we're gonna see is a little discussion, but so here we are, the 1st of October. Beautiful evening for football. All right, here we go, guys.
Somebody mouthed off.
You know, I just look at it as like when you got that big of a lead.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to throw a flag.
You're not doing it, yeah.
Just talk to the kid.
So the Warrior defense being tested really for the first time here. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Commanding 31-point lead by Foxborough over to visiting Hillers of Hopkinton. Once again, we're going to see that little bit strange formation. We got the drop back pass. He wants to throw that screen. There's nothing there.
He can't get it off quick enough.
No. They're going to call intentional grounding. This is a late flag.
Flag on the play.
He's still in the pocket. He has no intended receiver in the area. That is the definition of intentional grounding right there.
Yep. I concur.
So that'll be a loss of down plus the yardage. So it'll be 2nd and goal, and that ball will be out around the 16 or 17-yard line right now. Not exactly what the Hillers need to see at this point in time.
Ball spotted at the Foxborough 17-yard line. 2nd and goal for the Hillers.
So we got Twins to the top side. Good snap. He's looking inside. He's gone outside. He's got an outside receiver. There's another flag. We're probably going to have contact in the secondary.
That's pass interference right there.
I believe that was way on the coverage. It looked like pretty good coverage to me.
I think he grabbed him in the back.
Yeah, he got a little bit of holding.
Yeah. Let's take a peek at it. And there he
Holding penalty on Foxborough.
Well,
didn't see it there.
Hold on the blue. Still 2nd down.
Well, under the new federation rules, that's not an automatic 1st down. 3 years ago, that is. Defensive holding would have been automatic. So right now, you're just giving up 5 yards. Yeah, on his break. On his break, I guess, right there.
Yeah.
Not a bad call. So here we go, 2nd down and goal. Foxborough's coming blitz. They're nice, we get a touchdown.
Yep.
Nice little out pattern. That's Hicks. Hicks on the reception for the touchdown.
Braden Hicks on the catch. The touchdown for the Hillers.
So it breaks the ice for Hopkinton.
On for the extra point attempt is Avery Ravitch. Aiden Kelly on the hold.
Timeout on an extra point.
Timeout Hopkinton.
There we go. Again, Lisher throws a nice ball right here. Good hands, not bad defense right there by the Warriors. Young man knew what he had to do, got it in there, good job. Kick is no good.
Point after is no good. 6:29 left in the half. Foxborough 31, Hopkinton 6.
All right. Snap is a little bit behind the holder. But kicker pulled it just a little left. So, with a lot of time left in the 2nd quarter, the Warriors will once again get the ball. They have yet to be stopped here tonight.
Joey Gonzalez back for the Warriors.
Very little switch up. They got Gonzalez back now.
Avery Ravitch.
With Way.
Kick it off for the Hillers.
Ravish doing the kicking for the Hillers. Tee it up at his own 40.
Football is fine. American football is fine.
for you folks that are home tonight watching the game. We hope you're enjoying it. Our #1 super fan, Joni Goodwin, is watching from home tonight. There's a short kick, and Wade's going to field that on a hop, and he's going to find a little bit of room before he gets knocked down just shy of the 30-yard line.
On the return for Foxborough. Brought down by Rocco Horgan.
So,
how's that Mansfield game doing?
Well,
Ray brings it out to the Foxborough 28-yard line. We'll start 1st and 10.
Gordon back in behind Marcusella.
And somebody basically tapped one of the enemy team's shoulder. And
And we're going to see a pass here. There goes Way, and we're going to say see you later. Unbelievable.
Touchdown, Foxborough.
Wow.
Wow is right.
That's just a little quick in route.
I've been watching these guys for over 40 years. I've never seen the speed on this team like I see tonight. I've never seen Foxborough this fast. They're just incredibly quick.
Way last year, we saw him in the spring. He had a really good spring season.
Yeah.
And offensively and defensively, and we knew he was quick. But the minute he got his hands on the ball there, it was
He's
over.
20 yards ahead of him in 5 seconds.
Scary. Oh. Not quite sure what happened on that one, but we're going to see. Here's the touchdown. Little play action right here. Look, it's just a slant in route. Splits the defenders. Doesn't even look like he's running hard.
I know it.
Tell you what, if I was a track coach, I'd be recruiting these guys for the spring.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even a winter season. So here you go, 37-6. Here he goes, a better view. Look at this. He just splits them perfectly. And a lot of credit there to Marcusella, too.
Oh,
Because he
threw a
threw the
great
ball
pass.
where it had to be.
Right on the button.
Right on the button. And once again, the line play of the Warriors is just phenomenal. Talk about having a clean pocket.
Wyatt Stevens, along with Joseph Carrazza back.
So
That's
Carpenter tee it up again.
That's a team loaded, I'll tell you.
And the kick is going to sail at the goal line. Going to bring it out again. Hey, get out. That is Stevens. Stevens brings out to the 25-yard line.
Mark Jansen.
All right, Franklin, 14-7 at the half over Mansfield.
Stevens brings it out to the 25-yard line.
I'm not even sure that'll be a upset. Although the papers will call it an upset.
All right, 6 minutes remaining in the first half. It looks like bobble hit, snap right there. Leisure had to keep it himself for no gain.
Quarterback keeper brought down by Lincoln Moore.
Is Evan Bain have, is Chris Warnack coaching with him anymore?
I don't know, to tell you the truth, Frank.
I know he went over there as his offensive coordinator.
Picks up about a yard, 2nd and 9 for
Yeah,
the
good.
Hillers.
Warnack's a good coach.
Yeah.
A lot of Jack's disciples have been sprinkled across the Hawk over the
Oh,
years.
Jimmy Arts is doing well, and Norton, too.
Norton's playing very well right now. Doing a little toss sweep right here. Some running room. Good effort there on the carry is Carrazza.
Carrazza.
He's going to get about 7, 8 yards. 7, we'll call it.
Brought down by Dylan
3rd and
Gordon.
3.
Verizon's
All right,
run
here we
goes
go.
out to about the
Little toss sweep.
32-yard line.
Foxborough had some penetration, but he makes a nice cutback.
3rd and a long 3 for the Hillers.
Might have been used actually on the initial tackle, 72.
Now they're playing Stoughton next week, and then who else are they
They
playing?
have Canton,
Yeah,
and then we have Easton.
They don't play
Ames.
Sharon anymore.
Nope.
And Oliver Ames
North.
and North.
We have 4 division games versus 5.
Offsides on the blue.
Timeout
Gonna
on
be a first down.
Foxborough.
Offside penalty brings the ball, first down to Hopkinton. Ball spot at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hillers.
All right, 1st and 10. That's a tip ball. Could have been intercepted by Way. All right. See who gets their hands on it right here. Stephen Petrillo. And Way almost came down with a nice defense on Petrillo's
This
part.
pass is batted down by Stephen Petrillo. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Hillers at their own 37-yard line.
Underthrown. 3rd down. Leach's pass for Murphy.
Pass intended to Seamus Murphy. Incomplete. Third and 10 for Hopkinton.
How's the JVs doing, Doug?
They're struggling a little bit. Have yet to win a game. I found out just prior to game time that they actually played last Saturday. I thought it was Monday they played, but they played Saturday down in Plymouth and didn't fare well. They're a young team too. Almost intercepted by Sharkey. Their non-league games are going to be basically against pure JV teams from other towns.
Yep.
Juniors and sophomores, let's say, mixed. Whereas within the Hawk, they're playing like a Froshmore schedule. Be a little more balanced for them. But, you know, eventually, nice defense by Tommy Sharkey. Eventually, you got to play against bigger kids, older kids.
Along with Tommy Sharkey.
Oh, bad snap again. Nice save by our kicker here for Hopkinton. And not much of a return by Way. He gets about 5 yards.
Shot away on the return.
Ravish did a nice job of saving that bad snap to get the kickoff.
Along with Calvin. Sujan.
So 3.5 minutes to go. Once again, Foxborough with the ball. Haven't been stopped yet. Lincoln Moore's in. Gordon's out. Foxborough spreading this out. They got 3 wides to one side, one to the other. That's a tip ball. Sharkey gets it. He's being spun around over there To Hopkinton's credit, they've done a pretty good job of keeping Sharkey balled up tonight.
Yeah.
Sharkey.
All right, we're going to look from the other side.
This net, and on the stop for the Hillers. No gain on the play.
Really
Second and 10.
nice defense right there. A lot of white shirts around the ball. Sharkey didn't stand much of a chance. He didn't lose anything, so we got 2nd and 10. And this is going to be Moore, and he's going to gain about 1.
Lincoln Moore on the carry. Jason Gerard, and on the stop for Hopkinton. Moore picks up about 3 yards.
Right. Gets 2.
3rd and 7 for the Warriors.
2.5, so better than I thought. Coming down on 2 minutes and a half. 37-6 Foxborough. Sorry about that. And we're going to have another timeout by Foxborough, I believe. Yep.
Timeout on the field, Foxborough.
TV timeout.
Yeah.
Again, we have the touchdown close 50-50 raffle. Coming up at halftime, $5 for an arm.
I don't know if North Attleboro
Receive 1/2
can be a test for Foxborough.
that are
I don't know if that.
announced at halftime of this game.
I know they beat
All
us last
proceeds
year or last
support the Foxborough
spring,
football
The end,
program.
yeah.
but that was a close game.
It was a really good game. Foxborough, in my opinion, got outplayed for a good deal of it, but they made defensive stands when they had to, and we had a lead late, and then North put that long drive together after we couldn't score. We were inside the 10, we couldn't score, and then North went down the field, took about 8 minutes off the clock.
Yep.
Basically, they were a one-man show, DiMatteo,
Yeah.
right?
Third and 7
And he
for the
didn't play
Warriors.
last week either. The game
They're
they had
on
a
43
tight game
yard
last
line.
week, and he was out
Oh yeah.
for whatever reason. He did not play last week, but I read that in the paper. Here we go. Oh, there's a pop, and Wade's going to get unbelievable. This is all Rashad Wade right here.
Complete to Sean Way.
Not many kids take a hit like that and don't go down.
Charlie Petroni,
Little sidearm action. Boom. That looked like Mahomes throwing it.
along with Aiden
And then
Kelly.
watch this hit.
The stop for
He
Hopkinton.
just bounced right off that
Wade
guy.
picks up the first
Yeah, he
down,
didn't wrap it up.
Wow.
runs it down to the Hopkinton 46-yard line.
I don't think Hopkinton can stop him.
No.
Stop him.
But I'll tell you what, I just saw the way we saw his speed the last time. Now we just saw toughness,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's a player. He's a player. He's going to be a college player. I can see it.
You take a hit like that and then keep going. Clock is still moving. And we're going to see a little sprint out action. Marcusell again with sidearm action. Ball's incomplete. Intended receivers Tommy Sharkey.
Marcell's pass intended for Tommy Sharkey is incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
Now his brother's the JV coach, quarterback.
Yeah, Marcusella's youngest brother. The only
Yeah.
2 quarterbacks we have in the system.
Yeah.
The brothers. Senior and a freshman. So we have a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 10. Scoreboard's wrong. Sorry. And here's Way again. Wow.
Marcusell's pass complete to Rashad
Wow is
Way.
right.
I want a couple of these guys on my fantasy football roster. I mean, that's a
down
curl.
to the 15-yard line.
He runs a
Hopkinton.
curl and turns it upfield for like about a 35-yard gain. Marcusella's going to have some pretty impressive first half stats, too.
Oh, sure.
Look, there's the curl. See ya. Down the sideline.
Timeout on the field, Hopkinton.
I don't know why Hawk didn't call timeout. I wouldn't want to stop the clock here, so my personal opinion again, which doesn't matter.
Coming up at halftime is the 2021 Foxborough High School Marching Band.
I think we're going to Mansfield this year too, partner.
Yeah, I think so.
First
All
and 10
right.
for the Warriors. At the
Just heard from the truck.
15-yard line.
Get our all-weather gear out.
Yeah. Sit in the sit in the bleachers.
There's Lincoln Moore, straight ahead, power run. Nice job by Lincoln. Brought down
Lincoln Moore on the carry.
by Bertucci Bissonette.
There's a name for you.
Yep.
Brought down by Aiden Kelly. Along with Hunter, Bertucci, Bissonette.
A lot of vowels in that one.
2nd and 8 for the Warriors.
Coming down to a half a minute. Now, obviously, Jack isn't looking to really score here unless something breaks. This could be the last play of the half. Oh, almost had him.
Marcus pass intended for Rashad away.
We'll see one more anyhow.
Broken up by Calvin. Tujan.
Do you bring Carpenter in to punch one up right now anyhow, just for practice?
3rd and 8 for the Warriors.
He was open. Ball's tipped right there. He had him. Ball's just tipped. So we have 3rd down. 8 yards to go. Ball on the 13, I guess. Got him in the back of the end zone. Calling a timeout.
Marcusella on the carry.
Hey, Marcusella had receivers open, and he pump fakes it right there. Steps up.
Timeout Foxborough.
It's over here, he's jumping up and down. We got a receiver in the back of the end zone jumping up and down. Everybody wants the ball.
4th and 1.
Everybody wants to score.
Hey, there's one of our camera crew. Good job up there tonight.
Encore field goal attempt.
Yeah, that's right. I bring out the kicker. This will be a short one in Carpenter's book.
Eddie Feldman for the hold for Foxborough.
About a 23-yarder.
That's a bomb.
Yep.
Carpenter's kick is good.
So 40 points in the first half. Pretty similar to what we had last week, right, Frank? I mean, it was darn close to that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so.
Here's Carpenter kicking. That would have been good for 50.
Nice choice giving up the soccer career at this point.
You think?
Unless he was a 50-goal scorer, this was a good choice.
Yep.
So Warriors head to the locker room with a 34-point lead. Really, Hopkinton showed some life towards the middle of the second quarter, but other than that, it's just been an onslaught of Warrior football here.
Just outstanding offense.
Speed is just incredible. Gordon's got over 200 plus.
And he didn't even play in the second quarter.
Not much. Didn't touch the ball much. I'm sure my buddy Frank McDowell at home will give us an update at halftime when he calculates the stats. But we are at halftime. We're going to take a break. The band's going to take the field. And we will join you probably in about 10 minutes. Take a break at home.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to introduce you to the 2021 Foxborough High School Marching Band. Led on the field by senior drum majors Sophia Davis and Sean Kelly, the band will be performing their 2021 field show, American Celebration, the music of Aaron Copeland, featuring Fanfare for the Common Man, Appalachian Springs Episode 1, Hoedown from Rodeo, and Appalachian Springs Finale.
Detail, okay, point, hey! Detail, left, please.
Please welcome the 2021 Foxborough Marching Band.
Instruments up with me! One, two, ready, go!
Foxborough High School Marching Band.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Halftime is over. Foxborough Warriors with a commanding 40-6 lead. If you're just joining us, it's been really all Warriors. Dylan Gordon and Rashad Way, the stars of the first half. Gordon with 4 touchdowns, had a 5th one called back on a penalty. Lincoln Moore actually had a touchdown called back on a penalty. And Way has got 2 receptions. Foxborough's offense, from one of our statisticians, is well over 300 yards. Way has 122 yards receiving, which then equates to Tom Marcusella having at least 122 yards passing. He's done very well himself, too.
Yep.
Gordon's got to have over 200 yards combined offense. He had 2 receiving touchdowns, 2 running touchdowns, and the way he's running the ball, he has not knowing what he did in Milford. I apologize for not knowing that, but his last 3 games, he has scored 11 touchdowns and probably has 700 yards of offense.
Just absolutely outstanding. Outstanding effort by Gordon. And I hope we get a chance to see him a little bit anyway in this the second half.
A touch or 2 for sure.
Because I tell you what, Doug and I think he's touched the ball like 6 or 7 times. He's got 4 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
Yeah, like I said, he actually had a 5th one that was called back.
Right.
And that's a short kick by Carpenter. Nice return here. Hopkinton.
Yeah, he got himself up to the 35-yard line.
It's Carrazza again. He's had 2 nice returns on kick returns.
On the return for
Stephen Petrillo down on the tackle for the Warriors.
Now, one thing to keep an eye on, folks, is we're watching the scoreboard because the federation rules of football in the United States dictates that if you're ahead with a lead of at least 42 points, you can run the clock, and I think that's definitely what they did last week.
Yeah, and basically I think if I'm right, the game is basically over. So even if a miracle were to happen, the other team scored 45 points in a row, the game is already basically officially over when it gets that 42-point lead.
That's right.
There's a little swing pass out. Again, another highlight for Hopkinton tonight has been their quarterback, Robert Leacher. And Kelly on the reception there, and he's going to have a first down or close to it. Now he's going to be marked short. He must have stepped out of bounds, but Leacher's been a bright spot.
Almost 9 on the play.
Junior quarterback. He throws a nice ball. So second down and 1 after a 9-yard gain by Kelly. And a handoff. And once again, we see Carraza. He is going to be marked shy. He needed to get to the 45-yard line. He got to the 44. Lincoln Moore in the tackle.
No gain on the play.
You know, Hopkinton's they're not giving up by any means. They're not that bad of a football team. They've got an offense that can move the ball. And like Doug said, the quarterback has thrown the ball very well. He's only a junior. So the only thing is they can't get a ground game going.
Right. This is going to be straight ahead. He's got it. And I tell you, he got it by a yard, but he took as a QB keeper on a shotgun snap. All right.
Picks up the first down.
And he had 3 blockers in front of him, but Leacher had to earn this one. He got met in the backfield.
Andrew Finn.
76.
Andrew Finn was in there, had him in the backfield, just couldn't bring him down in time. So first down for Hopkinton. Good way to start their second half. Ball now on the 46-yard line, their own 46. And again, Leacher back to pass, short little out there.
Gain of about 1.
Way with a tackle. 86 was the receiver, Matthew Pantera. He picks up. We get a flag, in the backfield. Holding on the offense.
Holding on Hopkinton.
Yeah, you take the play, you get the down. Coach accepts the penalty.
Got a hold on a white.
That's a squat foul. So, look, Hopkinton's breaking the huddle. They don't realize the ball's 5 yards behind them. That's a big penalty.
It is.
10 yards from the spot. Wow.
Back to the Hiller 29-yard line.
One thing we didn't see in the first half, Doug, timeouts.
Yeah, not many.
We
got a blitz. And over the top. So that penalty actually cost them 16 yards. So we have a second and 26.
Brady Oslander. Incomplete.
I'm not sure if we've ever played this team before, Frank. I'm just thinking back over the years. I mean,
I can't remember them playing Tri-Valley League teams other than Norton.
Yeah. Over the years, we've played a lot of different towns. In fact, Coach Martinelli's had to go out to Western and Central Mass in some cases.
Yeah. Yep. Or even New Hampshire. We played Salem, New Hampshire.
That's intended for Brandon Hicks.
First of all, when Foxborough was Foxborough, nobody wanted to play us.
Mm-hmm.
They were, they were just dominating.
Right.
They were a great football program. Jack's, he's going to be 76 years old next week.
Really, 76? God bless him.
And he's got 281 wins, I believe, something along those. And he loves it.
I know.
He still wants to coach. He still loves this.
He's not ready to retire. Every year, everyone thinks his coach leaving, and you get the same thing. Like, I don't think so. He loves the kids. He loves coaching, like you said, Frank.
Sure.
So 3rd and forever. Leisure back. He's going down the middle. Oh, that actually may have worked out in Hopkinton's favor by the ball being tipped right there.
Yeah, he could have picked that off.
You know, number 7 there, Seamus Murphy almost came down with that off the tip.
Broken up by Foxborough.
Take a look at it.
Trey Stiff.
So Stiff
4th down for the Hillers.
does a nice job defending, and actually you had the other young man right there behind him there too, Hicks.
Back to the Warriors.
That would have been safe just letting that one sail.
Joey Gonzalez.
So we got a punt coming. We got movement on the offense.
We got motion.
Flag on the play.
You know, that's a good question, Dougie. You asking about how many times we played the Tri-Valley League.
Westwood. Westwood way back in the day.
Exactly right.
Way back in the day when they were good.
Yep.
But really nobody else, right? I don't know if we ever played Bellingham.
I can't,
Medway.
I can't think of it. I know Joe Heinricher's brother was a coach in Bellingham.
All right.
And
Bad snap again.
Oh, my goodness. He's going to get it in a second.
No. Got to be dragged down there. Again, that's a Desch with the tackle.
Brought down by number 53, Ryan Desch.
2 weeks in a row, we've seen special teams errors by our opponents. Yeah, I mean, the Tri-Valley League is strong in certain sports. Football, not really. Westwood has some really good teams, you know, 30 years ago, whatever. But here's the snap.
I don't think Jack ever played Holliston. He lives in Holliston.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever played there.
I agree.
His son was a terrific football player up there. Brian.
That would have been interesting playing against his son.
Yeah, I know it.
So here we go. We got a new quarterback in the game for Foxborough, number 10, Sully Keneally, according to our roster.
Tony Sullivan, the carry for Foxborough.
What's his name?
Sully Keneally.
Sully Keneally, interesting.
And that quarterback for Foxborough, number 10, Sully Keneally.
I can tell you right now, Sully is not a quarterback.
Sully picks up about 6 yards on that last
Good
carry.
little athlete, but I don't recall him ever playing quarterback. His youth football days are in high school until tonight. That's that drop right there, and he pays the price for it. We might have a face mask, I think.
Flag on the play.
All right, we're going to say replay. Keneally just drops this one right here. And there's the face mask. Oh, yeah, solid face mask. Easy call for the Zebras. So that should be a first down.
Get a 15-yard face mask on a white. It's going to be a first down.
So as if Hopkinton didn't have enough problems already. Got a lot of clean jerseys in it for the Warriors. Gonzalez is in there, number 12. Solheim's in there, number 5.
The Warriors, the Hopkinton 7-yard line.
Eddie Feldman's in there, number 25.
There's another 6.
That's Prescott. That's Tyler Prescott.
Touchdown, Foxborough. Touchdown number 1, Tyler Prescott.
That's the younger brother of last year's quarterback.
Yeah. And the hits keep on coming.
Yeah. We're short a couple guys on the point after team here.
Timeout, Foxborough.
It's amazing how you forget that. So you got your second stringers playing, then you go to kick an extra point, and the kicking team forgets they're going to go
You
out
get
there.
so excited,
Right.
sometimes you just forget where you're supposed to be.
Nice vision there by Prescott.
I got one for you.
There you go.
How many Foxborough teams scored 50 points or more in 2 straight games? I think this might be the first one.
I tell you what, not that I can ever remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've been coming here for 45 years and I can't remember.
Yeah, not that I can remember. I will tell you an anomaly. My junior year against Franklin, we surrendered 50 points in the second quarter. And I kid you not, we were up 12-0 at the end of one. We were down 50-18 at halftime.
For the point after.
There's just no way to describe what happened that day.
It couldn't have been good.
It was not good. There's another good kick.
Carpenter's kick is good.
Now we're up 41 points.
Final score that day was 70-38.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty ugly, but
was Jerry Leone coaching that over there?
I think he may have been the coach back then. It was 74.
Definitely.
1974.
Definitely.
Yep. So we are at 49. So
I get a call one day. I'm working at MCI Norfolk. I get a call. It's Jerry Leone.
Okay.
He says, "Hey Frank, you want any baseball bats?" I said, what do you want me to do? Give them to the inmates? He says, no. He says, I got to change all my bats around to metal, so now I got to get rid of the wooden bats. So do you want them? He gave me 140 bats.
Really?
I swear to God.
What the heck did they have 140 bats for, right?
Who knew? Who knew?
Another return here. And again, this is Stevens.
Wyatt Stevens on the return.
He's got to bring it out to just beyond the 20.
Believe it or not, that's when we invited people from the outside to come in to play baseball.
I remember those days.
Now. Okay, 47-6. We need 3 points to set a record here.
So right now, through basically 3.5 games, the Warriors have scored 165 points.
My goodness.
And that's an average of 41 points per game.
It's got to be the highest in the state.
It's up there, man. Yeah, we got some clean jerseys in there for the Warriors now, which is nice to see.
Absolutely.
Next, Toronto.
Nick Carmen, number 74, is in there.
Josiah Garcia, Cameron.
You see Mark Jensen, number 50.
Second and 10 for the Hillers.
Jaquan Williams, number 6, is in there.
Got to feel happy for Jack, though.
Yeah.
He's put this team together, and this is a nice football team.
So another out pass right there. He's
complete.
Do they give him the first? I think they do.
Caden Francis.
Francis again on the tackle. No, they can mark him shy by 8. No, they moving it. Yeah, they should move it.
Picks up the first down.
All right.
Ball spotted at the 32-yard line of Hopkinton.
Yeah, just looking down Hopkins' roster too, Frank, there's not a lot of seniors. I see, it's really heavily sprinkled with juniors and sophomores. So
well, we might be doing a home and home with them.
That's just thinking that, right?
Yeah.
So next year, tide could turn a little bit.
Sure.
A little
this
pressure
young
here.
Man will be back.
This kid will be back, and he's a ball player. Oh, almost completed that.
That's a nice pass too. He throws the ball very well. We said it 1,000 times.
And that's the most difficult pass is when you're thrown against your body. He's rolling to his left. Now he's got to square his shoulders up.
Yeah.
And this is not a bad throw, folks.
No, it's right in the hands.
Right on his hands, a little high, but I mean it's not a bad throw. So 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Hillers.
6:08 remaining in the third quarter. Foxborough 47-6. What you got to hope is that we rebuild our numbers, though, throughout the program. You know, we're so used to having 100-plus kids playing football for the Warriors. And this basically is the first team in a long time that Jack has had below that.
That's intended for Brady Oslander.
But that's not Jack's fault.
No, by no means. That's just
I know
just
you
football,
know that.
right? In general.
If football is down in general. The watching professional football, they're down over 20% from last year.
Yeah. And you know, we see a lot in the youth program.
Yeah.
Our 8th grade team has 31 ball players, which is nice. If we get them all to go to Foxborough next year, it'd be even better.
Yep.
They are a very, very good team. They've won the championship the last 2 years, 6th and 7th graders. So the numbers are there, so that will be a nice boost, a nice shot in the arm. So here we go, 3rd and long. Leisure again down the middle of the field. Oh, nice pass to his tight end. Number 89 on the reception, and that's Oslander.
Brady Oslander brought down by Finn Stapleton.
That's going to be another first down. Finn Stapleton on the tackle.
This is a quick shot right here. Bink. Nice pass.
Hopkinton a first down.
Yeah.
At their own 48-yard line.
Nothing wrong with that one. I mean, a lot of kids are playing flag, which is good because they're playing something instead of just being on their phones or computers.
Yep.
Nice pressure there. A little dump-off pass again. Carraza catches that one and gets about another 10 yards after the catch for yet another Hiller first down.
One thing to the
here we go, reverse view.
Peek.
And again, rolling to his left, throwing right.
I was just going to say, one of the things that the Hopkinton coaches have obviously picked up is to get that kid out of the pocket because he was getting hit
a lot. He was getting hit a lot.
But they're rolling right, they're rolling left.
Yep, Shane Philbin there, number 7 on the tackle. First and 10, ball on the Foxborough 29-yard line. At least according to the scoreboard, but that's not right. They're on 36. Now they're inside the 25-yard line. That should be another first down.
Jake Becker on the tackle for Foxborough.
Becker on the tackle for the Warriors.
Hopkinton picks up another first down. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line of Foxborough.
If we get a chance, one of our cameras can hit the Foxborough sideline, you're going to see a young man that's not in uniform.
I know what you're talking about.
He is a mountain. He is a mountain of a man. He's right there at the bottom of your screen. Oh, great catch right there. Great catch. Number 7, again, Seamus Murphy, who's had a pretty good game.
First down catch.
But there's a young man right behind our camera guy right down there now. I can't even fathom to guess what his dimensions are, but he will be in uniform in about another week. And if physical attributes have anything to do with your ability to play football, there he is. There he is. Look at the size of this young man.
Now, you said he's a transfer from Reading?
Reading.
Now, I got to say, he's 6'4".
3 bills, something.
Oh, three plus. Big plus.
And that's just going to add to the Foxborough arsenal. Again, another nice ball out there. That's Carraza. I'm sorry, it's Stevens. Check that. Stevens.
Wyatt Stevens on the reception.
We're
Jamie
gonna
Becker.
take a look at this one from the other side. Nice drive here by the Hillers. Everything basically being done through the air. Becker again
Second
on
down,
tackle.
about 4 yards. For the Hillers.
At this point in time, the only thing Foxborough coaching staff is worried about is keeping that clock moving.
And not getting anybody hurt.
That's right, not getting anybody hurt. They got, oh, nice play right there.
Outstanding tackle.
32. Little toss.
Runs on the carry.
Head in
38.
front. Good job, good job.
Yeah. And we don't have a 38 on our roster.
Brought down by Foxborough's number 38.
All right. All right, we don't have a name on our roster. We apologize, but it's a nice tackle by 38. And we're going to see a little play action fake here. Toss. Oh, he had his intended receiver. He had Auslander open. He just threw it behind him.
Pass intended for Brady Auslander. Finn Stapleton on the coverage.
Finn Stapleton on the coverage, so we got a 4th down.
4th and 6 for the Hillers.
Here come the men with their shirts on.
Yeah. Late arrivals. Some of the 7th and 8th graders.
What's the biggest 8th grader you got?
Young man, it's over 200. His name's Nathan Whitted. Started playing last year for us. He's a 7th grader. He's a big boy. He's well over 200. There's a flag. A little late with that one, but I think they did get a grab on that. Gonna be a holding call.
It's a rather slow 3rd period.
Yeah, a lot of passing though, right, partner?
Yep, yep.
So here we go. This should, right here on the break, Solheim gets a piece of them. That young man talked the official into definitely throwing that flag. He's probably going to do it anyhow. Murphy, the intended receiver, so they get a first.
Still, it's going to be a
Should be a first and goal here. So we're down to 1:25 in the 3rd quarter. We still got 12 more minutes behind that coming.
Foxborough, first and goal for the Hillers.
And we're going to see sack. Yeah. Leisure gets sacked on that one, trying to find his target, but great coverage by Foxborough secondary.
And the stop for Foxborough.
So 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal for the Hillers.
Leisure back again. His receiver fell down.
Pass intended for Shannis. Murphy's incomplete. 3rd down for Hopkinton.
All right, we're down under half a minute. 3rd and goal. And again, Leisure overthrows his targets. 4th down.
Pass intended for Matthew Patera. Incomplete.
So obviously the big game in Foxborough this weekend is happening Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
And what's your take on that one, Frank?
I don't think the Patriots are that good of a football team, Doug, to be honest with you. I don't think they're better than 500. But, you know, I mean, you're asking me if Brady's going to beat them. I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think they're a better team. But you never know.
I mean, I believe Belichick is going to have his team prepared as best as possible. Whether or not they execute well enough. Tampa Bay is an all-star team.
Yeah.
Guys they assembled, I mean, is he out of the end zone or is he in? They're going to give him the touchdown.
Yep.
But
Touchdown, Hopkinton.
they just signed Richard Sherman this week.
Yeah.
And, you know, Sherman may be a step past his prime, but still.
But that tells you something. It tells you that they got to fill in some gaps.
Right.
I just don't think the Patriots are better than 500.
Right. I mean, obviously a lot of hype. I was talking to, we got an extra point attempt here coming up by Ravish, but I was talking to a guy today that I know from school. He's had 4 season tickets for a long time. He's front row end zone. He sold those seats for $10,000.
Really?
To somebody from Tampa Bay that's making a trip up here. So basically,
1 after 10 is no good.
We're going to see this from the other side, the touchdown. Now I'll come back to my story to finish that up. Again, Leach throws a good ball. Yeah, he's in. That's a nice play. It's a nice play, Murphy on the touchdown. But basically, the way they handle things now, the days of scalping are not as bad as they once were. But you do it through like the Patriots ticket exchange, whatever. So somebody pays that price, it goes into his account. So his season tickets are paid for next year from that one game.
Good for him.
All right.
Good for him.
And like he said, he goes, I know it could be a good game, and it's the whole hype about Brady.
He's still going to see it.
Still going to see it at home. He goes, I'm not going to deal with traffic. I'm not going to be paying for $12 beers.
And we've both been there. I had season tickets. It's crazy getting in and out of there.
Yeah.
Kicking off for the Hillers.
But it's what everyone's looking forward to here in New England, Foxborough in particular.
Along with Tony Sullivan.
So we got Sullivan back. Got some fresh face. We got kids that are moving around out there. Not quite sure where they're supposed to be. Is this Sullivan? It is. And he's basically as fast as his brother.
He got some speed too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does.
Tony Sullivan on the return.
And he's just coming back from an ankle injury as well. So that's a nice return by Sullivan.
Sure.
This young man, he's only a sophomore. He's going to be exciting to watch the next couple of years. Now, right now, the only thing I'd advise him to do, which I did when I coached him, is put that ball in your outside arm when you're running like that. Because as you can see at the end, he was trying to be stripped.
Yep.
But he is exciting to watch, as was his brother, Louis. Now we've got a backfield. Looks like Sully Keneally still in there. And he's joined by Mark Francois, who might have been on that. No, number 1, that's Prescott. That's the quarter. And that was a long quarter, folks.
Thank goodness.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Foxborough 47, Hopkinton 12.
Yeah, that was a real long quarter, my friends. So we got 12 more minutes of football. The clock is not going to go to speed clock because we're nowhere near that magic 42 number.
Yeah, I wonder if that clock is going to run because they're 35 points up in the 4th period. I don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
I tell you, last week, there were some plays where they didn't stop the clock as soon as they should have, and that was fine. Nobody was going to object to that. all within the bounds of reason, let's say. But this game has been over since the first quarter. Realistically,
can you imagine adding Solheim to the mix of Dylan Gordon and 42?
Foxborough will start the fourth
My
quarter.
God.
I know.
35-yard
Two of them are back next year.
I know.
Second down.
Of course you
7
know.
yards to go.
You coached them.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. There's no doubt about it. They're being better coached right now. I can tell you that much. Their bodies are growing. Their attitudes are really positive.
Well, you know, as everybody, all the fans of Foxborough watch these games diligently and let's just look at this.
Here we go. Look at this little hop move. Then he runs into a wall.
What I was going to say is, as fans, you know, we're fans. We're not broadcasters. We're
Right.
fans. And as we watch these kids, we always look forward to next year and the next year. And
Right.
you're talking about your 8th grade class,
Right.
and those kids are coming. And the 7th grade kids are coming, and
Right.
they're getting better. And now you got a program where you got little guys starting off playing flag football. That never happened. Right now that's so maybe because of people like you, this is working. It's working in Foxborough, and these numbers will get back up again, Dougie.
Well, I appreciate that, and you know, I am very fortunate that there's Prescott with a nice run. He's got a first down.
That is a good run.
But I'm very fortunate that I've had good support over the years. People like yourself who spent time coaching your sons and other kids. You know, like Jack being here all these years. It's just, you know,
well, he's the guy.
I'm not ready to quit, and neither is Jack.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And
you shouldn't if you're happy.
No, and I think combined, us joined with the guys that we have around us, and you know, parents that buy into, like, I'm not afraid to let my kid play tackle football.
Sure.
You can build the program and keep it sustained. It was never a question in the 80s and 90s, and then the 2000s rolled around.
You look at the sideline, there was 110 kids.
Yeah, I mean, and people love seeing their sons dressed up in a Foxborough uniform. And we're getting back there. And this team is bringing it. This nice little run here by Keneally. And he gets smothered quickly, but I like it. He lost his helmet in the process. He might have to come out for a play.
Calvin Tujan, along with Justin Sokol.
Yep, he might have to come out, so you might see. Here we go. We're going to see somebody else go in there. So just straight quarterback draw right here. It looked good for a second.
Second and a long 8 for the Warriors.
Well, we might see a little bit of a wildcat
Just
here,
outside
Frank.
their 46-yard line.
Yeah, looks like Prescott's in at quarterback now. They're running wildcat. And there's Solheim.
Tony Sullivan on the carry.
So we're going to have third down. Keep that clock moving.
Did his brother go on to school?
Yeah, I'm not sure where. I know it might be Plymouth State.
And the stop for the Hillers.
I know he's playing in New England.
He could be an impact player at a smaller school.
Yeah, Louis was very, very exciting. He was lightning in a bottle, coin an old cliche. Special teams is where he cut his teeth at the varsity level, and then you know, once he got in that backfield and flanker, you know, remind me a lot of balls on the ground. Reminded me a lot of Ali Matata.
Yeah.
You know, just his makeup and his athleticism.
It's recovered by Foxborough's Tyler Prescott.
Prescott falls on that one. Keneally back in.
All spotted at the 46-yard line.
Just a little botched handoff right there. So, fourth down. I'm not sure.
Some of the most fun days I had coaching football were with Ali Murtada.
Yeah.
We'd go out 20 minutes before practice started and we'd kick. because I kicked in high school, and he oh my God, he shamed me at 12 years old.
I'm not sure if we mentioned it last week, but Ali, after a career at Pace University, never gave up his dream as a kicker.
Delay on the
Worked hard.
blue.
Has had multiple tryouts in the NFL. Has been to kickers camps. Played some arena football, and just recently signed in the Canadian Football League with Winnipeg. So he's
a nicer kid you couldn't find.
I agree 110%. So his dream's far from over, and maybe he has some success up there where an NFL team finds him and says, hey, you know what?
Let's give him a shot.
Give him a shot. I mean, he's in his early 30s, and that's not old for a kicker.
No.
By any
you
means.
should see this kid. He looks like Mr. America.
Yeah,
he's built. He lifts weights all the time. He's unbelievable.
Penalty pushes the ball back to the 41-yard line of Foxborough.
Those are the things that I love about football. Are the kids, and that you run into from time to time that are just outstanding people.
Here we go.
Whoa, quick kick.
Little quick kick. That one's not going to get you in any record book right there.
No.
That's Solheim. He's probably asking for a mulligan on that.
By the Warriors.
So Hopkinton will get the ball back. 7.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Foxborough 47-12.
Of Hopkinton, where they'll take over.
All we want to do is see that clock keep moving.
Yeah, it's going now.
We're going to see this pooch kick. Emphasis on the pooch. All right. He got all that one.
First and 10 for the Hillers at their own 40-yard line.
All right. First and 10. Hillers on their own 40. We'll give a little shout out here to a couple of our guys up in the booth. Dave Fay, who does the play-by-play over the PA system, does a really nice job. Don Stapleton, his right-hand man, is a spotter. Two great guys to work with up here. I'd be remiss if I didn't say I miss Al Soziolo too.
Oh, yeah.
All the years we spent up here with Al, and Dave knew that stepping in. It's like trying to take, Bear Bryant's place or something like that, right? But
absolutely.
Dave's done a really good job. And
you mention it all the time, and we certainly should mention it. The people that are working for this organization here in this Cable 8, just outstanding people.
Right.
And they do a wonderful job. I talk to people who see our games. You're not going to believe this. In 17 years, Doug, I've never seen myself on television other than what I see on the monitor here.
Right.
Mark Jansen on the stop.
Well, I think
now they're giving it to me.
I think what Frank's saying is he's got a face for radio.
Yeah.
Something like that. Right.
Yeah. But the people here, they're all volunteers.
Yeah, they are. They're fantastic.
I mean, they're as professional as you can get for volunteers. And we always say, when we're on the air at the end of a broadcast, usually we're saying, if you want to volunteer, walk your fanny into the studio and ask to volunteer. They'll let you do it.
Right.
They'll let you do it.
50-yard line.
And I'll say in years past, before the studio moved uptown, when they were down on the dump road, the old dump road, you could use the excuse where, like, I have no idea where the heck cable's at.
Sure.
Right, that office, where do you say it's at? What road's it on?
That's it.
But since they've been in the center of town, there's no more excuses, folks.
Right
so
downtown.
And there's all kinds, it's not just sports programming, it's all kinds of stuff, things around town, things with education, things with music, the arts in town. It's all good, and we're very fortunate, Frank and I, because, again, best job you can have without getting paid, just to talk football.
Just having fun.
Right, and here's a nice little screen pass.
Yeah. This is fun for Doug and I.
Yep.
I mean, we coached and all of the above, but this is.
Yep. A little replay here. Carlos Linton here. Nick Carmen on a tackle. Julian Rivard is the quarterback now for the Hillers. Nice job there, Nick Carmen.
6 yards on that reception. 2nd and 4 for the Hillers.
And we will say, too, is the weather conditions aren't always as favorable as they are tonight. There's been some lousy weather conditions that we may have been lucky being inside. Trust me, folks, this is not a heated booth. But if it's rainy, we're dry. But our volunteers sometimes that we've seen up on the staging in rain coming in sideways, or the bitter cold.
They're stepping on these stanchions. They're putting their life in the line.
Without a doubt.
And believe me, I've been up on those stanchions. I know how they are.
Without a doubt. And, you know, our Mike and Mike show down there in the truck, Mike Weber, Mike Everson, you know, yep, Scott Daniels. You guys are phenomenal.
There's offsides.
You know, probably doesn't get said enough, but we appreciate it. I know I read recently somewhere that truck is like, 20 years old now or something like that. Seems like it was just yesterday that thing was brand new and the latest technology. There's Mike up there. When your boss is actually up, when your boss is actually working, that's a sight to see. Somebody ought to still photo that one, all right? Because that's a testament right there. Oh, we got a bad snap.
There's another miscue.
That's a free sack right there. So we're coming down to 2.5 minutes. Again, Foxborough's got 47 points. Could have put 60 on the clock, on the board tonight.
Very easily.
I said that last week, too. I went home and told my wife she had watched the game on TV. I think that's the only time she gets to see me is when she watched the game on TV. God bless her. I'm the luckiest guy in the world, to tell you the truth. But I go, they could have scored 80, honey. I says, it was just that good of a team that we put on the field, and it's that way again tonight. I'll be interested to see what next week Stoughton, honestly, because Greg Burke is still over there, and he's a defensive coach.
You know, look,
right?
Many people don't know this, but Greg Burke and Jack Martinelli played on the same high school football team.
Is that right?
Milton High School.
Wow. Were they lucky then?
Yeah.
I didn't realize Burke was that old. No, seriously, because you said Jack's going to be 76.
I believe if they didn't play on the same team, they both played for Milton.
Yeah. I mean, I know Burke's been around a long time. The Hawkmock League is very fortunate with a lot of their coaches that have been forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're Reading, over in Mansfield. I mean, North Attleboro's had a couple changes, but again, their coaches are usually there for 10, 15
Johnson
years.
Was there with Ray Beaupre.
That's right. Then come back
and coaching.
Yeah.
The carry for the Hillers.
It's a great league. I mean, it's been a great league over the years. And many Super Bowl championships, not just the 4 in Foxborough, but North Attleboro, great teams, Canton, great teams. It's people don't realize what kind of a league that these kids play in.
Very strong. So this should be the last play of the game coming up, and it's a 4th down, no less.
A lot of our kids got a lot of chance to play.
Yeah, and that's always positive too.
Makes them hungrier too.
And we're going to see a pass. Best part about this is they keep that clock running. Just keep it going. Just keep it going.
They're going to let it go.
Yep, there you go.
That's it.
John Sanda.
They actually gave him the first down, and that's the ball game.
That's it.
All right.
That's the ball game.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Another great win for Foxborough High School.
A super win. Dylan Gordon again with another 4 touchdowns tonight. Could have had 6
in a quarter.
In a quarter and a half.
Foxborough Warriors will be hosting the Stoughton Black Knights here at Jack Martinelli Field at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. Have a great weekend.
Really nice job by all. The band did well. Cheerleaders always do well.
Just a good night.
Just a good night. And we got a good weekend of football ahead of us. The weather looks good. Always a pleasure, partner.
My pleasure, buddy.
All right, so sign off for the night. Doug Seuss, Frank Zafoon, Cable crew, all the guys and gals that make this production possible.
God willing, we'll see you next week.
That's right. God bless you all. Have a good night.